what would the best time for our audience to listen to this music, and are there any tips like they can benefit from it?
So I believe that it's very important that when you're listening to this kind of music and you want to benefit from it, you have to surrender to the music. So it has to be a captive listening experience where you're putting on the music either on headphones or earphones or on a Bluetooth speaker or whatever it is, like however you listen to music. But surrender to it. Just sit down and don't do anything. Don't look at your phone. Don't have additional stimuli. Have your thoughts with you, but don't have anything additionally that, so I would say that not even when you're doing something else, not even while you're cooking or, anything like that. Just surrender to the music, listen to it and you will see the profound effect it will have on you. So I think that would be important, to just surrender to the music. Now, having said that, I believe that this music is very beneficial, especially when it comes to, as I said, elevating your mood and bringing joy and bringing about a sense of overall wellness. I think this music is really good. But sometimes there are other forms of music that can help too. Like, for example, for me, sometimes when I'm very frustrated, I end up listening to heavy metal music.
Oh, really?
And because I've listened to a lot of heavy metal music when I was in college, I was a complete metalhead, wearing black t-shirt, long hair, all of that stuff,
That doesn't
long
really
beard.
go by what I can see right now.
No, right now it's completely changed. I'm a changed person. But even now I go back to heavy metal very often when I'm listening to music. And I like that, the loud music and grooving to it and headbanging to it and all of that stuff. So sometimes that helps me declutter my head. There are other things too. Like, for example, if you look at sitcoms, like Friends or Big Bang Theory and things like that. So sometimes, after a long day's work, I just, I sometimes watch one of these sitcoms and it just makes me forget my stress. And I remember, because I've watched Friends multiple times and I'm a huge fan of the show. That's like my guilty pleasure. Sometimes I just keep rewatching it on Netflix. But the thing is that there was this reunion episode that came out on Friends.
Yes.
And of course I was waiting for it and I watched it. And something that really struck me in that reunion episode was that, they were interviewing people from all over the world, and some people were saying that, I lost my mom during that time, and I did not have any friends and I was very depressed, and I would watch, the Friends episode and I thought those 6 people on the screen were my friends. And then you start realizing that something that you would feel is not a great piece of art. It's not something that will win an Oscar or a Golden Globe or something like that. It's just slapstick comedy. But that has had an effect on people's mental wellness and on their well-being,
Absolutely.
So you can find your well-being anywhere. You can find your well-being anywhere. It could be heavy metal music, it could be a sitcom, it could be anything.